Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Welcome to Guys Talking Fights, episode 10.
Episode 10. We in double digits, motherfuckers.
All right.
What's up with that?
Made it past that cursed 8.
Super necessary.
Yes.
Check out the shirt, boys and girls.
It's so nice. It's so beautiful.
Feel sorry for the people that are only listening and not actually watching.
Yeah. I feel bad for Ben Askren, who had to die
For anyone who's not looking
t-shirt.
at it, Zach, describe the shirt that you have there laid on the table.
Well, it's the infamous Jorge Masvidal 5-second knee that stole Ben Askren's soul. And it's for anybody who's seen Avengers Infinity War, when Thanos snapped his fingers and everyone just kind of started fading away into dust. That's basically what happened to Ben Askren once that knee connected with his face.
Speaking of
Super necessary.
Ben Askren, that's actually kind of a good segue. So let's just kind of stick with that.
Just go right into it.
Yeah. This past weekend, Ben Askren gets choked out by Damian Maia in the third round.
The human backpack.
Damian
Maia.
So good on the ground.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep. That fight
So
was
good on the
beautiful.
It was
He's a
fun.
scary
It was
motherfucker.
definitely a fun fight to watch.
I loved it.
Right,
I loved
Zach,
it.
you were saying Ben Askren's stand-up you thought looked a little bit
I
more
definitely-
crisp, a
I
little
was
better
impressed.
than it has in his previous fights.
I was impressed. Not necessarily we were talking about with the power. The power was nothing to get excited about at all, but just I like the peppering. I don't mind the little stuff. It's sometimes I feel like it's more about I can touch you. I can get a hand on you, especially with the wrestlers, especially with the grappling guys, because it's not always going to be I'm trying to punch you. It's going to be, oh, that hand slips to the back of your head and pulls you to the ground. That hand slips to the back of your quad and gets you to the ground.
Yeah.
So I liked it. He didn't connect really with any of those spinning back fists, but I liked them too.
He was helicopter all over that bitch.
Well, I liked it because it's something that you're not expecting to see. So I
It's
think
nice to see
that's
Ben
why I liked
Askren
it.
throw a spinning back fist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did
He's
open him.
He's trying shit. He's
Yeah, he
trying
bloodied
stuff.
Damian Maia.
Yeah, he did catch him.
Yep. The reverses on the ground were awesome
By Damian Maia.
by both.
Yeah.
They
The
both
reverses?
were nice.
Yeah, I guess, Ben
There
had a
were
couple too,
definitely
yeah.
more reversals for Damian Maia, but we saw it a couple times, especially when he slipped out of that, I think it was a gogoplata. When he slipped out of that,
He rolled.
yeah,
Yes.
that was nice.
Yeah, it was.
That was very nice. I was impressed. I'd like to see him fight again, even though now he's talking about retirement.
Who's that?
Ben Askren.
Ben Askren?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Stop. Pause.
Ariel Helwani
Did
asked
not
him
know
about
this.
it today.
Please go into detail. It's actually the first time hearing of it right
Ariel
now.
Helwani asked him about it today, and he just kind of said,
I
"Yeah,
haven't
you
listened
know,
to Helwani's podcast yet.
He said, you know, I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't contemplating it. But that's about it. I mean, it wasn't anything where he's going, yeah, no, I'm definitely thinking about it. But after suffering 2 losses and taking that face pounding that Robbie Lawler gave him, I'm sure it's kind of a rude awakening to UFC.
Yeah, for sure. That being said, Ben Askren, if you're listening, don't retire. Go fight Gunnar Nelson.
That would be fun.
That's where I like to see Ben fight.
I wrote
next
down a
after
couple
this fight.
too. I said Gilbert Burns, I think, would be fun. He just won a fight, I think.
Against Gunnar Nelson.
He beat Gunnar Nelson.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Jesus.
You're good, bro.
And then the other one I said was doesn't even matter the result this weekend is Wonder Boy,
Yeah.
where it's just so different that I think it'd be fun.
That is an interesting matchup. Okay, let's go there for a quick second. By
Just
the way,
to that matchup.
just to preface this whole podcast, we're probably going to try to move through things pretty quickly because there's so much to talk about. So let's keep that in mind. And to anybody listening or watching, keep that in mind as well. We're going to try to kind of shoot through some shit.
It's currently
So this isn't a
10:55.
It's not, well, regardless, this could easily be a 2.5-hour podcast, maybe 3 hours.
Well, we just did an hour and a half before it started, so
It means that we're talking politics, so that just wasted so
Good
much of our time. But
times,
regardless,
good
there's a lot of
times.
shit going on. So
I got an hour's worth of searching Camaros on Facebook
Yeah,
Marketplace. So that worked.
So in the scheme of not wasting any more time,
Christ.
Ben Askren, if he did fight Wonder Boy, who would you guys take in that fight?
Wonder Boy.
I'll take Wonder Boy as well.
I would also take Wonder Boy. So maybe you shouldn't fight Wonder Boy. If you fought Gunnar Nelson, who would you take? There you go. He should fight Gunnar Nelson
Yeah.
next. So Damian Maia, he got the win.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that part of it, but it's the thing that I'm thinking of is that he's not going to want to step down in his mind.
Sure.
He's going to go, I'm ranked here. I lost to Damian Maia, who's here, who's still ranked.
Damian Maia is now ranked 10. They were 10 and 11. Now they just swapped. Damian Maia is 10. Ben Askren's 11.
Yeah, so and Gunnar Nelson's currently unranked.
He is not in the top 15. That's correct.
So that's the only thing where if Askren is going to go back out, maybe if he says, you know what, I'm not looking for the belt anymore.
Him, though. Gunnar Nelson is the big,
and it's another grappler, obviously,
and it's the maybe not a rank guy, but the biggest name
and
below him.
And Gilbert
Burns.
Not that that's a huge name, but I'm saying
I'm
that's
just
another
arguing
grappler who's down there.
Agreed. I wouldn't hate that fight if they did match up Ben Askren and Gilbert Burns. That would be fantastic, and it would be a really good fucking fight. Ben Askren, I think his best interest, and also a really interesting fight to everybody, would
Definitely
be
higher
Nelson.
name value. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going with.
Yep.
Damian Maia, now he's in the 10. I think he's number 10. Just be Ben Askren, huge name. I think he's on a 3-fight win streak. What's next for him now? Any thoughts from anybody?
Ooh, that one's tough because I'm not really too familiar with welterweight, so I'd have to actually look at the rankings.
Zach, you bring those up, boy?
Yep, I got him. I mean, when's the last time you saw Santiago Ponzinibbio?
Ponzinibbio would be a cool fight.
I don't like that matchup for Maia. I think he gets knocked
RDA?
out badly.
I like RDA.
Oh, okay.
I like RDA.
RDA's sitting at 5, and he's just coming off a loss to Leon Edwards, right?
That was
his
going.
last
Yes,
fight?
that is correct. That was going to be who I was going to say. Actually, was going to be.
RDA.
I would like to see Damian Maia fight RDA.
Two guys near the end of their career.
It'd be a great fight. There definitely are toward the end.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. There's really no arguing with that.
I actually do like that a lot, actually.
RDA,
Yeah,
Damian
I
Maia?
think that'd be fun.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Who would you guys take in that one, Ryan?
Ooh,
I know it's tough putting you on the spot, boy.
probably Maia. He's got better momentum. Because
Sure.
RDA.
RDA looked really good into that Leon Edwards fight.
Yeah.
I mean he worked Kevin Lee on the ground.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, submitted him.
yep.
We watched
That was
that
good.
one live.
Yeah, that was sweet.
We did. Yeah, we were there
That was sweet.
in Rochester. That was awesome. Good shit.
I think I'd take RDA, honestly.
Yeah. Sure, dude.
Maia to get bloodied by Ben Askren, to get comboed a few times by Askren, kind of makes me
RDA
feel like
stand-up
there's
is way
there's
better
a
than
possibility
Ben
he
Askren's.
could get himself knocked out early.
Most people stand up is better than Ben Askren's.
Yeah, well, but
That's
that's what I mean though. Is that if he's
He did look
getting
better,
roughed
but
up
still.
a little bit, even a little bit by a guy whose stand up is not great, then you go against a guy whose stand up is pretty effing good.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna put you, especially that overhand right from RDA.
Sure.
So
It's true. I like it. Moving on. We go on. You guys good from there?
Moving on up. Yeah, let's
good.
do it.
Moving on up.
Any
We'll
other
stay with
take-
UFC because we're already at the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
Takeaways
Let's
from
hit-
the UFC. So
I don't know
we won't
if
go
we
to,
wanna
we are going to
do-
go to Bellator. We're not going to go there yet. We'll finish the UFC card from the weekend.
Do we want to hit anything before Gan Mays?
Go ahead, dude. Go for it.
That was
Hit it.
Cyril Gan, man.
Yeah.
Probably. Did it get fight of the
So
night?
nice.
Do-
It
are we
should
aware?
have.
It did not.
It didn't get fight of the
Oh
night.
no,
but-
because Damian Maia Ben Askren did,
Yes.
right?
Maia and Askren were fighting
But
Right, okay.
Gan did win a performance of the night from it.
Okay.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah.
Latest
He looked fucking great.
submission in heavyweight history.
No
That-
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, submitted him
Yep.
with 12 seconds
12
left
seconds.
in the fight.
Yep.
With a heel hook.
That was
That was
awesome.
sick.
And the cool thing is he called out that heel hook to Dan Hardy. Dan Hardy interviewed him a day or two before the fights, and he said, yeah, I'm going to stand up, but if I have the chance with nothing to lose, I'm going to try to heel hook him. And that's exactly what he did, and it worked. So
His opponent's name real quick.
Dontel May. I know his Mays.
Mays.
Don-
Yeah.
Mays, first of all, he looked really good.
He did.
He looked pretty good. I thought his defense was pretty good, but his offense just wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough to deal with the guy he
No.
was fighting, or
And,
it wasn't enough in general.
You made a point that he threw 96 spinning back fists during that fight,
He
so
threw a lot.
he became slightly predictable in that end.
For sure.
I could see the same way with Askren, where it's a nice kind of like counter tool where if your jab doesn't hit, it's just a spin out of a counter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where you're expecting that if your left jab doesn't hit, you're getting your chin out of the way of their left hand. And so you spin out of it and throw a back fist. Good thought. But if they never land, you're just wasting your energy. And that's kind of what it seemed like with him. And then at the end of the fight, he was getting his body beat in by those kicks.
Oh, first round.
Dude.
First round.
Well, yeah.
There was the loudest,
he
like...
finally got keeled over.
Might have been the loudest leg kick I've ever fucking heard.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was a leg kick. I think it was to the body.
Yeah.
Leg kick to the body.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Sorry.
The hardest kick.
Not a leg kick to a leg.
What were the ones
kick
we were
to the
just
body, I
talking
should
about a
say.
few weeks ago, though? I mean, it could have been Edson Barboza, because that's normally who I think of when I think of baseball bats to the stomach.
Yeah, but when you got a heavyweight kicking a heavyweight in the body, dude, holy shit.
The one I think we were talking about that was really loud was James Vick's
You're right.
chin being exploded.
Yes, that too.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, James Vick. Sorry to bring
good.
that back up. That was
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sure, he's trying to
He
move
doesn't
past
remember it.
That was good.
So, that dude, that was a great fight at heavyweight. And both those guys moved like fucking light heavyweights easily, borderline middleweights. Those guys looked really good.
Yeah.
I think he'd beat the fuck out of Greg Hardy.
I hope so.
Greg Hardy's the next champ. Next UFC
Bullshit.
champ. Greg Hardy.
You're gonna put that out on national...
Bullshit.
What?
Yeah, right?
Jeez.
Nationally televised.
He's gonna beat Volkov.
Dude, I said it before.
Then
that
he's
would
gonna
just
beat-
be a
Then he's gonna beat Derek Lewis.
Hang on. Pause.
Then he's gonna beat Francis Ngannou.
Pause. Let's not waste too much time on Greg Hardy.
oh my God.
Moving on.
That would be a complete disgrace to every MMA fighter in the history of the world.
Moving
if the guy
on.
showed up after like 3 years and became the heavyweight champion, it's a disgrace.
After beating no one other than women.
Moving on.
It's gonna happen.
And now, next.
All right.
And now,
Just trying to move on.
Yeah, do it.
next biggest fight in the UFC. Zach, you got some notes over there, buddy. What was the other fight you had?
Oh, that was Salikov and Staropoli. That was the first fight of the main
Staropoli?
card. Yeah. It was a pretty good fight. I liked Salikov. It's a welterweight. I don't think either one of those guys are going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
don't think either one of them are ranked.
Yeah, we don't need to spend any time on it if we don't want to. It's all good.
Salikov looked good. He's the guy who knocked out Talev a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Cool.
I thought he looked good. One unanimous decision.
Good for him.
Anything else from you guys?
Dariush won, if I remember correctly.
Impressively.
Yep.
He won a
And the
performance
First
of the night.
round, right? First round submission, if I remember.
Yes, first round submission.
Yeah.
Rear naked choke.
Yep.
He won a performance of the night for that.
Yep. So that was sweet.
Speaking of rear naked chokes, if you want to move over to Bellator, Patrick Mix.
We were just looking at
Patrick
that.
Mix.
Combined 23-0
Yep.
amateur and professional.
Professional, he
It
is.
was like, what, 9 submissions in there? Something like that. And probably 60% of them in the first round.
I think 12-0 professionally.
Yes.
23-0 overall. Patrick Mix. Yeah,
Yep.
he got the. How do you say it?
Somulev stretch.
Somulev
stretch.
He grabbed the dude's leg and fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. So he did that.
It was
This past
reminiscent of the Zabit one from
Yeah,
a while back.
Exactly. Same thing.
Yeah.
I called that the spider web. That's when I saw it. I was like, "Holy
I like
shit!"
that. Well,
Yeah,
we can
so
call it
that
Spiderweb
was
from
that
now
was
on, dude.
sweet. That
For
was
sure.
awesome. That's a guy that I want to see fight soon. I think he was only 26, so I have to assume that he's going to
Yeah,
be getting
young
a shot
dude.
in the UFC pretty
23-0
soon.
looked really good.
If he wants it. I mean, Bellator's at the point where, I mean, you see some of the stuff that they pay their guys, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's.
why
and
would
this
I
dude's
bother
basically
leaving?
like a submission artist.
Yeah.
He's a prospect.
ridiculous
Yeah.
amount of wins.
He's a prospect, and he's training out of Jackson, so he has a
That
good
was the
camp
thing, too.
behind him.
Yeah, he's training out of Jackson Wink.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's from Buffalo, New York.
Hey, shout out New York.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Buffalo. Southern New York.
Yeah.
Close enough to us to matter.
Whatever.
And then big fight, you got Frank Mir and Roy Nelson.
Yep.
Frank Mir.
Kicked his legs off.
Yep.
It was a sweet
That was a good
takedown
fight.
right near the end of the fight, though.
Yeah, Roy Nelson had a couple really
him
big
the fuck up.
takedowns.
That was about as surprising to me as it was when DC picked up Stipe. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. I was not expecting that to happen.
Right.
He's a
So when
powerful motherfucker.
Roy Nelson just all of a sudden power double leg takedown on Frank Mir, I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
slammed
okay,
down the
that's pretty
ground.
sweet.
Frank Mir got it.
Yeah.
Those leg kicks.
Yeah.
Fucking. knocked
It's the
down
kicks, man.
Roy Nelson a few times with just
Just kicked
kicking
him right
his
off
legs.
his feet.
It was a good game
Bunch of
plan.
times. Yeah.
Very good game plan by
For sure.
Mir.
I think he
Unanimous
won.
decision win.
yes.
I have to
30,
say,
27
any of those
UFC,
guys that want to sit there and stand up, but then can't switch stance
Mhm.
and fight southpaw or vice versa at all when their legs are getting kicked in,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, what the fuck are you doing out there? Like,
Yeah,
it
I mean,
doesn't.
yeah.
He's not changing stance at all. He's just getting his leg kicked
Well, he's
in
also
over and over and over and over and
43
over
years
again.
old.
Yeah, no, that's
fighting
even
the
more
way
to
he
my point.
fights forever.
You've been fighting for this long, you still haven't figured out how to do it from the left side.
That's true.
I just,
Or he's been doing it so long one way that's been working, and now it just
Yeah.
doesn't fucking work anymore, and
Yeah.
it's too late in his career for him to try to really change anything up and be
Yeah.
effective or good at it.
yeah.
You know?
So he really never
Old
wanted
Doge.
it anyway.
Can't teach no Doge new tricks.
Yeah.
Then we got McDonald and Lima.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lima got that win there. Rory McDonald basically unable to take him down.
Yeah.
Couldn't fucking take the motherfucker down.
And interesting note, this was Rory's last fight under his Bellator contract.
Interesting.
He did say recently that he thought that he could take on any of the top guys in UFC.
Oh, did
But, yeah.
I
He
think
thinks he still has a shot at a
he?
belt
nope.
in the UFC.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm with Ryan there. Nope.
Yeah, no, I would say the same
Just
thing.
no.
I mean, he's looking at his probably his most well-known couple of fights in the UFC,
Sure.
Robbie Lawler, and Lawler's
Well, I
kind
mean, I
of
guess you'd sit
sliding
back
down
and
the
just like,
ranks.
is it possible? Sure. Is
Yeah,
it
but-
likely? No.
No, it's not very likely.
Well, he put
very, very unlikely.
Not
right?
something I'd put any hot sauce on.
Yeah, me neither.
he put
Yeah, I'm not
himself
betting a shot of hot sauce on that one.
he put himself in a bad situation there with losing his last fight.
Yeah.
And then I think the fight before that was the John Fitch one where
Yeah.
it was a draw. It's like you haven't impressed.
Nope.
If
Mhm.
you're going to come back to UFC, they're not going to give you a lot of money at all.
Look at Ben Askren coming in the UFC.
Yeah.
Barely beats Robbie Lawler, and then gets knocked out and then choked out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not even in the top 10 anymore after
Nope.
3 fights.
The thing
Undefeated,
about
19-0, champion in 2 different organizations.
the most decorated
Now not-
wrestler,
Now not even in the top 10 in
Yeah.
the UFC.
most decorated wrestler. I think he's.
Yep.
I think he was the most decorated like collegiate wrestler.
Yeah.
Maybe in the UFC, something
sounds
like
right.
that. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Rory's not going to UFC. So.
No, I don't.
Probably not.
I don't think so either. I don't think that would go well. The thing about
PFL.
Askren is that, I know I have the Super Necessary shirt, but I don't even dislike him all that much. I think a lot of the stuff that he does, kind of like Connor, was all to get himself attention and to get himself better fights.
Who's
so
this?
I'd never been Askren.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I don't even necessarily feel all that. When Connor used to get into people's families and when Ben said some of the personal shit, that stuff, whatever. Not whatever, but it rubs me a little bit of the wrong way as opposed to
Yeah.
just they're trying to get in there and sell fights and he's just talking about how he's going to do this, that, and the other thing to everybody. And I mean, before the Masvidal fight, he was saying like, oh, no, he doesn't have that much power. Like, if you look at his record, it's a lot of decisions. It's not a whole lot of knockouts, and then he gets KO'd.
Yep.
But a lot of that stuff, I think, is him just trying to sell the fight.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily hate any of that stuff. Colby Covington, I hate.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's not go there.
No,
and
that's a
then you
couple
got-
weeks from now.
Yep. You got Nick Newell, the one-armed
Yep.
man.
Yep.
He lost.
One-armed man. Yeah, he got
He,
pretty thoroughly dominated.
Only lost by split, though.
Oh, yeah, I thought
It
you
was
said
a split
that, yeah.
decision. Yep. He lost though. Poor guy. He has one arm and he lost. He should just retire.
No.
I'm kidding.
Kevin
I'm
Ferguson
kidding.
Jr.
I'm just kidding.
Kevin Ferguson Jr., Kimbo Slice Jr. also won by TKO, I think, in the first round.
Yes.
Yeah, Kimbo Slice Jr. won, so that's cool.
Bellator putting on some good fucking fights.
Mm-hmm.
2 cards, Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
They've been good recently.
Oh, and Paul Daly. Paul Daly knocked out Sayada Wad.
Yeah.
Good for Paul Daly. I like Paul Daly.
Sayada Wad.
Sayada Wad. Got
Dude, I'm
KO'd
so
by
excited for this
Paul
weekend.
Daly.
And
Say that one more time, Zach.
So excited
What'd
for
you
this
just
weekend.
say? What'd you say, bud?
So excited.
So excited for this weekend.
They're so
Could
good
you,
up and down.
Could you maybe indulge us a little bit about why you're so excited for this coming weekend?
I mean, Hakeem Dawodu, obviously.
Mean Hakeem.
Obviously. Mean
Dawodu.
Hakeem Dawodu.
That's the only reason to be excited about this weekend, right?
Yeah, no, the first fight of the early prelims. Hakeem Dawodu against Julio Arce.
By the way, he's my sleeper.
Dude, I love that man.
Dude was a beast,
Yes.
son.
I was
He's a scary
very
dude.
happy to see him on this card. And
Yeah.
very happy, or not very happy. I think he deserves to be a little.
Very happy.
I think he deserves to be higher up on the card.
I like how you pulled back from that very happy real quick. Well, I mean, maybe not very happy.
I'm happy for him because he's
I know what
getting
you meant.
another fight so soon. I'm happy for me because I get to watch him fight again so soon. I'm happy for him that he's on a card that is this gigantic.
Yep.
I'm sad that he's the first fight of the early prelims.
Yeah.
Just because he's not going to get as many eyeballs as he should.
Real quick, anybody got what time does the card start?
Don't know. I'm gonna guess probably
10 p.m. is the main event.
10. Okay.
So everything's
Main card.
Yes.
Main card starts at 10. Okay. Oh, so prelims
Early
start at 8.
prelims start at 6:30. Prelims at 8.
Okay. Gotcha.
So there's 3 early prelims.
3 early prelims.
Anybody big on those we want to talk about?
Hakeem Dawodu. That was it.
Dawodu.
Other than that,
Oh.
I don't.
Chukagian.
Maybe?
She's like
Oh, yeah. Caitlin Chukagian.
Yeah, she's
oh,
like number
shit.
2
She's on the
or
early
3.
prelims?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Against Jennifer Maya and
She is the number
Jennifer Maya.
1 contender.
Yep.
Wait, are they on
Caitlin
this card?
Chukagian. She is the main event of the early prelims.
Hold on. Did this fight get pushed?
I'm thinking
I thought
a
this
lot
fight
of
got
stuff.
pushed.
I think a lot of stuff got pushed down when they started loading shit onto this card.
Yeah.
When they added Wonder Boy and Luke Kay, and they added Gregor Gillespie and Kevin Lee.
That
when
for
they
sure,
added
but what I was
Andrei
actually referring to is I
Arlovsky.
thought this fight, Chukagian and Maya got pushed back to this card. I thought they
Oh.
were supposed to fight earlier.
From Singapore, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not sure when. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. It's not even that important, but just in my head,
Oh, could have been.
I could be wrong, but
Could have been. I don't know.
I mean,
either way, not important.
I
Cool
think
fight, though.
that should be highlighted because Chukagian, if she wins this is probably a number
For
1
sure.
contender fight. She's probably
Oh,
going to
yeah.
fight
It's 1
Shevchenko.
versus 5. It's 1 versus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
that's
she
huge.
wins, she's going to
Yeah.
fight Shevchenko next.
No, this is
Early
to.
prelim?
You're probably right. This is for who's going to fight Valentina next.
Yeah. So that holds some weight.
Any predictions for that fight, boys?
I don't know Maya.
I don't really either. I've heard of Chukagian, but that's it.
Going Chukagian just because she's number 1. She's higher ranked. That's
And
the only
I
reason.
feel bad, but I don't. It doesn't matter.
Random trivial. I think Chukagian's nickname is Blonde Fighter.
Blonde fighter.
Think
It
so.
is.
Yep.
It is. Caitlin Chukagian, blonde fighter.
2 points for Ryan for the trivia.
Right?
So, is the
They're fairly
is-
even.
Is the website I'm looking at just fucked up, or are is the prelims only have 3 fights on it?
Early prelims
Early
only have
prelims
3
have 3.
fights. Then the prelims have only 4.
Highlighted.
Andrei Arlovsky, Andrei Arlovsky against Jairzinho Rosenstruck, Brad Tavares, Edmund
Shabazian.
Shane Burgess, and Makwan Armakani, Corey Anderson, Johnny Walker.
Corey Anderson, Johnny Walker.
Looking
Give me
forward to
Johnny
that
Walker.
Hell yeah. Before we go
Give
there, let's go
me
back down real
Johnny
quick
Walker.
to Andrei Arlovsky.
Arlovsky.
Yep. And
He's part of
Rosenstruck.
Jorge's camp. I'm excited
Yep.
about that.
That's a fun fucking fight. I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, give me the pit bull.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same.
I'm
I
with ya.
don't know this other guy though. So
Yeah, I like
Rosenstruck?
Andre. I've liked him for a long time, so give me him. I think he lost his last one, right? Might have
Oh,
been
you're talking
decision.
about- yeah.
Might have been decision. Because I think I thought he looked pretty
That's what I'm
good.
taking as well.
he won his
Rosenstruck.
last one against Ben Rothwell.
Did he really?
Okay. Ben
It was a
Rothwell.
decision,
He's
though,
a tough
right?
It was a
Motherfucker.
decision.
Yeah.
Didn't Rothwell have like what was he? Did he kick him in the nuts a couple different times, or was it like an eye poke or some shit
Maybe
like
that
that?
was it. I don't know. I told you the one fight
feel
that I
like
watched.
something happened in
that
that
one guy
fight.
kicked the other one in the dick like 6 times, and it was like, Jesus Christ.
Nah, that was some like it
Kick
was
him
a
in the
Russian guy. That
Yeah.
the one you're talking about there.
Yeah.
But I feel like the one that fight there was some shit going on there. I can't remember what it is though.
No,
Yeah,
I like
could be wrong.
Pitbull in that one though.
But-
Yep, same.
Yo, motherfuckers! Headline of the prelims: Corey Anderson and Johnny Walker.
So
Johnny
looking forward to
Walker.
that. Yeah.
Ooh.
So
You both got Johnny Walker?
Give me the Walker.
I'm taking Walker.
Yo, I got Corey Anderson.
Nah, give me
Wow.
the Walker.
I got Corey Anderson taking that fight.
We haven't
Give
seen.
I
me
think he's
the
really
Walker.
fucking underrated.
Well, what I remember of Corey Anderson is him getting knocked out brutally by OSP with a head kick.
Sure.
And Walker
happened.
Walker has more power than OSP.
Okay.
So I see Anderson.
Walker is terrifying.
Yeah.
Walker's a scary dude.
He is. Fuck.
He doesn't look scary. He looks stupid. He looks goofy.
Oh, his face.
Yeah, and his hair.
Neck down, man. Neck down. That dude's terrifying.
This is big.
Oh, yeah. That's what makes him terrifying. I'm terrified of Andrei Arlovsky, too. And it's because he's a giant.
I think if Johnny Walker, I want to see him go deep into a fight.
Yeah,
same. I want to see it get taken into
happen.
late into the second round, into the third round.
Into the second?
Late into the second round.
Maybe
into the
this
third
fight will
round.
last to the second.
I want to see if he can still do the shit that he does 8 minutes into a fight,
See if he
9
can do
minutes into
the
a fight,
fucking
12
Michelle,
minutes into
what's
a
his
fight.
ass?
Pereira.
Backflips
Michel
and shit.
Pereira. Well, granted, he doesn't do that type of shit. But,
Well, he hurt his elbow, or no, he hurt his shoulder doing the worm or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he
doing that
separate his
dumb shit. That's
shoulder
why he's
like
been out
fucking
for-
celebrating? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Obviously after the fight, but yeah, I want to see just like the style that he has, and I think Corey Anderson. I know,
So excited.
granted, I understand what you say, him getting knocked out, but
I
I think he's been looking good. He's been looking really good lately, and he understands that Johnny Walker is pretty fucking dangerous, obviously, and is going to be able to stick it out, and in the end, he's going to get a decision.
I wouldn't be opposed to that because him and John Jones have had like a little Twitter beef going on. I specifically remember
Anderson
Bones,
or Walker?
Anderson.
Okay.
I specifically remember Jones saying to Corey Anderson, "Oh, you don't want any of this smoke." So at least
he says that to everybody though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
but at least he has something going for him. Like Anderson has like the champ, picking on him kind of.
Oh yeah, at least paying attention to what he's doing.
Yeah,
it means
exactly.
he's paying attention.
Yeah, that's good.
Definitely. That's what excites me about the Adesanya fight with John Jones. Said at least he's paying attention.
He's paying attention. It's going to be a little while, but
what do you think? Loser of this fight gets gone.
Gone.
Loser of this fight.
Wait.
Cyril gone. Oh, this
He's a
is light
heavyweight.
heavyweight. Damn it!
Yeah.
I got so excited looking at that.
I saw you flipping
Yeah,
around your notes.
Cyril
You're like, oh, here we go.
That'd be so much fun.
Heavyweight,
I was looking at those two going, oh, I know how much fun it would be to watch him and fucking Johnny Walker kick the shit out of each other.
Now, Gon
be
did
great.
Gon did move around like a light heavyweight, but he is a heavyweight.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's what confused you because he doesn't.
Yeah.
He moves around like a
He moved
lighter guy
really
for being a heavyweight.
well. All right, let's stay on this weekend. Sorry.
That's all good. No, you're good, dude.
I
It'll
just
be
got
cool, though.
excited.
Main card.
Real quick though.
Oh.
Real quick.
Yeah.
If Johnny Walker
Break it
wins
off.
this fight,
Title shot? No.
No, he's at 11. He's too low.
if Corey
He's too
Anderson
low.
wins this fight,
No. Neither of them pass Reyes.
fair enough. I don't disagree with that.
Or Blachowicz.
Same.
Jan.
Yeah.
I like Jan.
And
Or Kutalaba.
they...
Yeah, Ewan, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ewan just beat my boy,
Maybe the winner of this fight, Kutalaba or Jan. If Jan beats...
Khalil Roundtree. He
If
just beat
Jan
Roundtree.
beats Jacare.
Jan?
Yeah. If Jan beats Jacare, maybe the winner of that fights the winner of Corey Anderson and Johnny Walker.
Kutalaba isn't even on here. He's not
Amazing.
even ranked.
Amazing.
No, he's
You're
not.
talking about Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We-
He's, I think, ranked like 12 or something like
he
that.
screamed at...
He's not even top 15? Ewan?
Oh, yeah, because he only beat Khalil Roundtree.
Nikita Krylov, Misha Surkanov, Shogun Hua, Ilir Latifi,
Shogun.
Get Shogun
Johnny
out of there,
Walker,
Jesus.
Alexander Rakic, Glover Teixeira, Volkan Uzdemir, Corey Anderson, Alexander Gustafsson, Jan Blachowicz, Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Daniel Cormier, John Jones.
Yeah, I say if Jan wins, he's fucking up there. If Jan wins, he gets like an Anthony Smith.
Who's he fighting?
Jacare.
Really?
Yeah, Jacare
Oh,
moving
yeah,
up
you're
from
right.
185 to 205.
Okay.
And
That's
he
why
just-
I'm sitting here going, why the
And
fuck's he
Jan
fighting
just
Jacare?
knocked out Luke Rockhold
Yeah.
So 2 middleweights in a row.
prior to
He'll probably knock out Susan
prior
too.
to beating Luke Rockhold. He lost to Thiago Santos, but I think when he lost, he was
Yeah,
like
dude.
ranked number 4.
Tell me Thiago Santos isn't going to beat up on basically everybody in that
That's
division.
what I mean.
not
Like, you know,
named John Jones,
his one loss as of recently is to Thiago Santos, who just lost
who's
to John
consensus
Jones.
the number one
Just got a title shot.
contender in that division,
Exactly.
basically until somebody
Yeah,
else
and then
says
Jan
otherwise.
knocking out Luke Rockhold. Granted, Luke Rockhold moving up.
Yeah,
So
I'm not really
that's
impressed
the
with any
argument
of those
against
guys moving
Jan
up.
is that he knocked out a guy that moved up from 185 to 205, and now you got Jacare Souza, amazing fighter, dangerous dude, big name, but also
Can
a guy
Souza
moving up.
get
It's his
him-
first fight in this weight division.
Can Souza get him to the ground to submit him?
Jan's got really good fucking wrestling.
That's
and
what
also,
I mean. That's how Souza would win that fight.
Technique's huge, but Jan is a big fucking boy.
Oh, fuck
He's got
yeah.
a lot of power.
Holy
He's
shit. Are you
strong
kidding
as
me?
fuck.
Yeah, dude. That dude's a
Is he going to
monster.
be able to power out on top of, I believe he is pretty good fucking wrestling.
Honestly, let's see either one of those guys fight Volkan.
Keeping
Let's
in the
do that.
division, though, supposedly Jones has been talking to Rumble on Twitter, saying, like, oh, like, we were cool, but I'll still fight you. I'll still choke you out. So possibly Rumble coming back, maybe at light heavyweight, maybe heavyweight. We don't really know yet, but just another name to throw in the division.
Say Rumble comes back at light heavyweight if that's possible.
Terrifying.
Who does
I'm
he fight?
I'm a Jones fan. I'm
Does
terrified.
he fight Jones right away? Does he
no.
come in and get a title
He
shot?
fights one fight,
One fight.
and then title shot.
One
Because
fight if
whoever
he
he
gets a title shot,
whoever he fights,
whoever's
he's
the
gonna knock
champ.
out.
If John doesn't fuck around, I don't think he'd be worried about
I
it.
hope he does. I don't know.
No, but that's the problem. I honestly think that that at some point Valentina may get there too, and this is going to be different. But I think, and this is going to sound a little myopic probably, but I think there's a lot of times when you have some fighters where you have Habib, you have Valentina Shevchenko. I think Zhang Wei Li could be looped into this if she defends her title a couple more times.
Sure.
But you've got these people that are not American fighters that seem to be a little bit more disciplined than some of the American ones.
Okay.
Who wouldn't ever go into a fight the way John Jones did and just say, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to use my best thing. I'm just going to try and see
ego,
what I can do.
Right?
Make
Is
a
that what you're
game
saying?
out
Yes,
That ego?
that just fucks around with that title.
American ego.
Yeah, a little bit, and it doesn't necessarily have to be American, but there's part of it that just makes me think that it's like, come on, man, you got to take this shit seriously. Because
Or is it just John Jones' ego?
Maybe.
Or is it just John
Maybe.
Jones in general being bored?
But you listen
and
to Kevin
challenging
Lee
himself,
talk.
right?
Well, that's what I
no,
think it
Kevin
is too.
Right.
I think part of it is just straight boredom.
Kevin Lee.
But Habib hasn't
Good
lost
segue,
ever.
by the way.
Habib hasn't lost ever,
28-0.
and he's not getting. He doesn't seem like he's. You see him swimming in that river. Does he look bored to you?
He looked great.
That's what I mean. The fact that he just was like,
Dagestan boys, though.
dude, he
that's a
flexed
different
his
breed of
neck
human.
into Dustin Poirier's arms and was like, no, you will not submit me. Yeah, dude. Fuck that, man.
He's a crazy motherfucker.
But transitioning to
Kevin
Kevin
Lee?
Lee.
The first fight of
Gregor
the...
Gillespie, baby. Let's go. Gregor is going to
so
fuck his day up.
Excited
I can't
for
wait.
Gregor Gillespie.
I can't wait.
So...
Are you excited for Gregor or are you excited for Lee losing?
I'm excited for Lee losing, and it's going to be just... Oh, my God.
If Lee loses this fight, what do you think he does?
Cry?
That's 2 in a row. That'd be 3 in a row. That'd be 3 losses in a row.
Yeah. He'll just cry. The way he did after, the fight against your boy, L.I. Aquino. Yeah, the way he cried after that fight. Oh, I think I won. No, you fucking didn't. You got your ass picked apart for 3 fucking rounds, idiot.
Gillespie's got really good wrestling, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
And I think his
Kevin Lee's
stand-up's
kind
better
of his
than
bread
Kevin
and
Lee,
butter.
too.
Kevin Lee does. He's got some power, man. Kevin Lee's a powerful boy.
I think Gregor Gillespie's got some power, too. I think because he's skinny.
Would not disagree with you for a second.
Because he's a little bit skinnier, people don't always give that the credit, but then I feel like you look at Izzy and stuff like that, and it's like, dude, they can pack some punch if they know where to hit you.
Gillespie's he's a powerful dude. I'm just saying,
I like Gillespie
Kevin Lee's stand up is there. It's pretty good.
No, it's definitely not.
Kevin Lee's a
anything
really
that's to sleep on.
talented fighter.
He's a good multi-dimensional fighter.
God
he
damn.
just talks too fucking much.
Yeah.
See, I want Gregor to win this one. I think Gregor can win this one. I give Lee a little bit of respect on this one. He is good.
Of course he is. He's a good fucking fighter.
It's just 3 of his 4 losses professionally have come in the last year and a half.
Yeah, he's a really strong, really talented fighter. Just as of late, has not got the outcome that he's been looking for.
But Gregor is the least ranked opponent he's had in the last 4 fights too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Gregor's on a hell of a win streak, I believe.
He is fighting lower ranked guys. Lee's pretty good. I mean, like I said, I really want Gregor. I wouldn't put a shot of hot sauce on this one.
I would put a shot of hot sauce on Gregor.
Who are you going to put a shot of hot sauce with? Because I
can't
said
do it
no.
with me, so.
I'm just saying I would.
Why don't you just take a shot of hot sauce next episode?
Yeah, right.
There you
Just for
go.
fun.
Just take one.
Just
So-
if Gregor doesn't win, you just
if
take
I'm
a shot
right,
of hot
no
sauce.
one has to do anything. But if I'm wrong,
Yeah,
I
you
just
just-
have
you
to
just
take a
take
hot
a shot
shot.
of
of
Yeah,
hot
I've already
sauce.
taken like 3
That's
shots
not
on this
fun.
show.
Yeah, no, that's not
If
fun
I'm
at all.
right, I want someone else to have to do something.
Oh, no. No.
We will admit that you were right and say congratulations
Yeah.
and pat you on the back.
Yeah, pretty much.
That happens enough already.
No.
I don't know about that.
Moving on. Derek Lewis, heavyweight. He will be fighting Blagoy Ivanov.
Blagoy.
Derek Lewis is part of my fat and just there category.
Dude, I hate how much you don't give him any respect he deserves, bro.
I don't think he deserves any respect.
Derek Lewis.
I think he deserves respect as a big, powerful striker, and that's it.
That's what he is. And
Yeah,
it
no,
works
that's
for him.
fine.
It works.
Yeah, but we were just... I think he's going to end up in the same category as Roy Nelson later in his career, which is, I'm really good at this one thing, but I can't adapt to do damn near anything
He's like
else.
31 years old.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Definitely not like an old guy.
It's just never going to get him a title shot again.
Another one.
That's what I mean.
Another one.
Okay.
So
you obviously got Blagoy in this one?
I didn't say that.
I got Lewis.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying I lump him in with guys like, and I know he just got beat, so I think he'd take him out, but Taito Ivasa and guys like that are just big, powerful strikers that are never going to be able to do anything else other than that, are never going to impress you with their versatility.
A one-trick pony.
Yeah.
I'm taking Blagoy Ivanov on this.
I think it could easily go that way because if it goes to the ground, he is fucked,
Yep.
Derek Lewis. He is
not looking
fucked.
good for him if it goes to the ground.
Fucked. You saw it against Daniel Cormier. Just laid on him every time he got him to the
Obviously,
ground.
One of the best ground
No.
games in the whole heavyweight division.
Yes,
Granted.
yes, obviously. But, yeah. I mean, do you think that Ivanov's wrestling is so negative compared to Daniel Cormier's that he won't be able to do similar things? I don't.
No, that's why I think he's going to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Derek Lewis,
But there's always the chance
essentially, not every fight he's ever had, but essentially needs to knock somebody out.
Oh,
to
yeah.
beat him.
No, that's why he has boxing gloves tattooed on his chest.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
He's really fucking good at it.
Yes.
And I really, really
I
like
don't-
Derek Lewis.
I don't
I think he's
disagree
gonna
with
lose
any
this
of that
fight.
except for
I
I
think
just
he's
don't
going to
really
lose
like
this
him.
fight. Sadly, I think he's going to lose this fight.
Yep. And then I'll
If
take
he
him
wins, I'll
right
be
out of
happy.
contention
Put it
ever.
that way. If Derek Lewis wins, I'll be happy because I like Derek Lewis, and I like to see Derek Lewis win.
I agree on that because he
Yeah.
usually says some funny shit. My balls was hot.
He's
Yeah.
great. The
Good
dude's
shit.
great.
What are you thinking about eating for dinner tonight? My wife's ass.
It's almost better than my balls was hot. It's
That
fucking
is better
fantastic.
than my balls was hot. Are you kidding me?
It didn't blow up as much,
ever.
right?
It's like my favorite quote.
Anything else on there?
The ring. For that fight?
For that
Yes.
fight? No, I'm good.
I mean, I'm taking Lewis. Zach's taking Lewis. Will's taking Ivanov.
I'm taking Blagoy.
Moving
That's
on.
one of those ones where I would not be surprised either way. I don't think it's going to last very long.
Yeah, I agree.
I won't be
I
surprised either
think-
way, either.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
think it would surprise me if it made it till midway through the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Sure.
think
I don't disagree.
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Ivanov got put down at one point in the first round. I would not be surprised if he got caught and put down. But if Derek Lewis makes the mistake of jumping on top of him, that will be the end of his night.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I could see that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. If he does jump on top of him, he does try to finish him. If he doesn't get it soon, quick, bad decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if it's
I'll go
not
there.
to the point where it's two easy hammer fists before the ref jumps on top and kicks you off of it, then it's a bad decision. I think if it's not fight ending immediately within 5 seconds, it's a bad decision. Because that
I'm with
could, as soon as you jump on top of a guy like that and end up in his guard, it's guillotine, it's triangle, it's any of that shit, and you're fucked. He gets a hold of your arm. Yeah, right. He gets what was that? The Suyulov stretch.
I would love
I don't see Ivanov pulling off one of those.
I would
Plus,
love to
fucking Derek Lewis's hamstrings would rip out of his body if his leg lifted that high.
I would love to see that happen at heavyweight during this fight. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great. Moving on up.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Vicente Luque.
Vicente.
Now, if I'm remembering correctly, this is the guy that busted Mike Perry's face.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Vicente Luque.
Even though maybe consensus in the room, we thought Mike Perry won that fight.
Yes, I did think Mike Perry won that fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, it was at last minute of the fight, last minute-ish of the fight. Yeah, Vicente Luque.
He got caught with that knee.
Yep. Broke the fuck out of his nose, and then Mike Perry bled all over the place.
He landed that choke and just squeezed all of the blood out of his head. Yeah. I'm serious. I think all of the blood left his head.
Every drop of blood.
It was like a tomato.
Right. I take Wonderboy on this, man. I think Wonderboy...
If it's going to be a strike match, Wonderboy's going to win.
He needs a win, man.
He hasn't won in 2 years. November 4th.
Is it 3 or 4 losses in a row?
2. He lost to Anthony Pettis.
Wonderboy?
And he lost to Darren Till. Before that, he beat Jorge Masvidal 2 years ago, November 4th, 2017.
That's what I mean. If it's strictly striking, he's going to win.
Who do you win?
I know Pettis caught him, but
he said he beat
Jorge.
So if we're looking
at... he beat Masvidal, and then his fight after that was...
If we're looking at Wonderboy's record, he had a draw against Tyrone Woodley. Then he lost to Tyrone Woodley. Then he beat Masvidal, lost to Till, lost to Pettis.
Lost to Till, lost to Pettis.
So he hasn't won in 2 years. Before the Masvidal fight, he hasn't won. He beat Rory McDonald in 2016. Yeah, I'm counting Wonderboy out on this one. I'm going Luque.
I think Wonderboy has looked good in all of his fights.
He just got caught by Pettis.
And a lightweight.
His fight against Till was interesting. That was an interesting one.
Till's good, though.
I think Wonderboy needs to be a little more... What's the word I'm looking for? This is going to sound weird and stupid. Fierce?
Yeah.
A little more...
a little
more killer instinct is a good way.
He doesn't have any of that.
What I would say.
I don't think he really does have any of that. I think he's a little nice.
Technical. He obviously wants to win all of his fights, but he needs just a tad, just a little drop of that killer instinct. A little more attack, a little more go forward and fucking hurt this guy because you can do it type of thing.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of mindset change, and I think it completely changes the fight against anyone in that division. I think Wonderboy, he can beat anyone.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it.
I think if it's strictly striking, I think he's the top guy in basically any division.
He's an amazing striker.
Yeah,
dude.
definitely.
So dangerous. He's got a crazy good style. He's fun as fuck to watch.
But his chin, I believe, has been giving out. And Luque...
He's 36 or 37 years
37,
old.
I think.
Yeah. He's not a young guy, even though he looks like he's like 22, but that's not the point.
But Luque...
Good for fucking him,
young,
man.
dude.
Good for
Luque
him.
coming up, though...
Such a pretty human.
Yes.
Luque coming up, though, through the ranks, younger...
Yeah?
I think hungrier.
I like him, man.
The thing is, I
like him a lot.
I don't want to say I wasn't that impressed, but the fact that he went those rounds with Perry and we all kind of think that Perry won just kind of makes me feel like, so I think Wonderboy will probably win.
I think different style.
I don't think it'll necessarily hurt Luque's upward mobility, though.
Sure.
I think losing to a guy like Wonderboy doesn't, especially when he's seasoned and you're not necessarily, then I don't think it necessarily hurts your stock all that much.
Supposedly Wonderboy has new confidence, though. Seeing Masvidal up near like title contention, fighting for a title technically. He even said, he's like, I see Jorge, he won big time in like a couple fights, and now he's like right up at the top. Now I know.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah, he knows he just has to win like maybe 2.
If you already got a name, you've already kind of proved yourself as one of the best. It's got to be 2 really good wins, maybe 3
Can't be
high
decisions.
level good wins.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be decisions.
No,
you got to put
go out
somebody
and
out a
have
couple
2 or
times.
3 really good performances. You should say that. Performances, obviously, winning at the end.
Masvidal doesn't knock
You
out
get a
Ben
title
Askren
shot.
and just works with him for 3 rounds and wins that fight. Nate Diaz doesn't call him out.
It's a very different story.
So
Maybe he does. Probably doesn't.
maybe he does. Maybe he does because he
does.
sees
Probably
another guy. He sees another guy out there that, like he's saying, is a guy that's been around for a while that is considered a bad motherfucker. So
I don't
maybe
think,
he still does.
I don't see Stephen Thompson fighting for the BMF belt.
No.
He's not a bad motherfucker.
Oh,
he's
no.
a bad motherfucker, but he's not like that kind of
Has
bad
he ever
motherfucker.
said motherfucker?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Speaking of Darren Till,
Yep. Kelvin Gastelum.
Co-main event.
speaking of bad motherfuckers, who I think
Kelvin Gastelum.
Calvin Gastelum's a guy who could fight for a belt like that.
Possibly.
He's a bad motherfucker. This is a cool fucking fight.
Yep.
Darren Till finally, holy shit, fucking finally getting out of the 170 division, moving up to 185.
I think it's tough though. It's not like he has
it's
less guys
tough.
to run through.
Oh, it's a tough division. I'm just saying as far as his size goes.
True.
I think him cutting down to 170 was just not working for him. I think he was
You think
way
that
too
contributed
depleting,
to the
way too
knockout?
depleted.
The one that he
I think
caught with Jorge?
it could have,
I think that's the case.
I
with
think
a lot of the
Masvidal
guys
could have
that
knocked him
cut
out
like
anyway.
crazy. Oh yeah,
but
that was just a perfectly timed shot.
for sure. He Masvidal hits hard as fuck, and
Yeah.
it was a clean shot.
Yeah.
But I just think in general, overall, Darren Till can't keep cutting that much fucking weight and think that he's gonna just keep winning fights against these high level guys that aren't cutting nearly as much weight as him. I think he's depleting himself way too much prior to this fight at this level.
Oh.
At the level that
realize he
he's
was
going to
that
be
tall.
fighting at. Darren Till,
Yeah.
6'3", right?
No, he's only 6 foot.
Only.
6 foot?
6 foot.
Darren Till's 6 foot?
6 foot. Kelvin Gastelum's only 5'9".
I don't guess I'm short. I thought Till was so much taller than that.
Nope.
At 6 foot, still pretty tall. Regardless, he's a big boy. He was cutting tons of weight. I know he's not. And he's fighting Calvin
Masvidal's
Gastelum.
5'11". You got Nate Diaz at 6'1".
What do you guys think about
I think
Darren Till being thrown his first fight at 185?
That's what
thrown
he
at
asked
Calvin
for.
Gastelum?
He asked for it.
I think
Great.
I
What do you
think
guys
it's too
think about
much.
it?
I think it's too much for him.
Me too. I think
agree.
it's going to end badly for him, but I
Yes.
give him a ton of credit for going, give me one of the baddest dudes in that division, the guy who,
Just fought for the title.
Let's pull up
Yeah.
that division real quick, anybody?
the one who just recently gave Izzy a much harder test.
Yep. Than the actual champ.
Yeah.
I think the biggest X factor is that weight
Oh,
cut.
man.
He could be a completely different fighter.
I feel bad for him.
What's up?
Well, he goes into there and he's got Kelvin Gastelum, but also sitting right there is Jack Hermanson and Jared Cannonier.
Oh.
That's
rough. Till gets
Oof.
Yeah.
Till gets knocked out by Cannonier.
Who, yeah, I kind of think we all think Cannonier is going to rise up the ranks and be contending for that title pretty soon.
I think so too.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
He may be the next shot after Paulo Costa.
Paulo Costa.
No.
Goddamn, I love Paulo Costa. So Paulo Costa
Cannonier.
fights Izzy.
Yep, Izzy beats him.
I think Cannonier needs one more fight before he gets a title shot.
He will.
I don't think he goes right to a title shot.
Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker.
Either that or Yoel.
Yeah, Yoel would be
Because
cool.
Yoel's above him, but Yoel is a little bit older.
Yoel's still Yoel.
Yes, no, I get that.
Still Yoel Romero, yeah.
Would
The guy that just doesn't show his age.
Would Whittaker want to fight? I mean, would he want to?
Cannonier's got a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
I think Whittaker
He's a
does
big
want
up
that
and
fight.
comer.
you think so?
Yeah, I think he wants
3-0 at 185.
That would be
All
a
3
brawl,
wins by
man.
knockout.
That would be a fucking brawl.
Be a good fucking fight.
I actually got
And
Cannonier
Whittaker.
in that one.
You take Cannonier over Whittaker?
Yeah.
Oh man, that
I take
was
Whittaker.
tough.
I take Whittaker.
I don't even fucking know.
That'd be a good fight though.
Wow.
I think Whittaker's just a little too quick
Wow.
and just is a little bit on a higher level with just
The
everything
thing-
he does. Whittaker, man.
I know Cannonier's
I
a little
thought Whittaker
boring.
was going to beat Izzy, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
not surprised that Izzy won, but I didn't
His striking
think he
is
was
next
going
level.
to. I think Whittaker beats almost anybody else in that division, man. I agree with you completely.
I
That
want to see him fight Gastelum.
I want
What's
to see
that?
Whitaker fight Gastelum as well.
Whitaker.
that'd be cool.
Because
that'd be
Gastelum
nice.
took Izzy 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And, I mean, could have had that fight.
I
The
feel like
fifth
if-
round.
I feel like if
fifth round decided
if
that fight.
Gastelum beats Till, what do you do with Gastelum?
When Gastelum beats Till?
So when Gastelum beats Darren Till,
Not that Darren Till will hop right into that division and be 7.
does
in that
Gastelum get a
division.
rematch with Izzy right away, or a rematch? I shouldn't even say
It
a
depends
rematch.
on who he fights.
Does he get a
next.
title shot?
It depends on who Izzy fight. I mean, the
Or does he get,
thought
like, a
is that it's
Cannonier?
Paulo Costa. The thought is that
agree.
it's Paulo Costa next.
For sure.
Okay. So when do you think that is? 3 months from now?
Hopefully.
Should be hopefully soon. January, February.
Put it on the January card
Sure.
with Connor.
Fuck yeah. With let's get through this
Put
shit
it on
first
that Las
before we go
Vegas
to
card?
Connor.
All right. Okay. So
Uh,
all right, let's skip all that shit then, because we'll move on to that at the end.
sure.
Might just do
yes.
Jorge and Nate
Yes,
then.
yes.
Move right on to the
Man,
BMF
Yeah, I mean that's the
belt.
next one. So we all got just before we move on,
Kelvin.
we all got Calvin Gastelum
I
beating
got
Darren
Kelvin
Till.
Gastelum.
Yeah, I got Calvin.
I agree.
I was
got Kelvin
so
Gastelum.
impressed with him against Adesanya.
And I
Yeah.
like Darren Till. He's a phenomenal fighter. I think.
He's also young and can rebound from all of this stuff.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
one of those. This is one of those pushed him a little too hard, a little too quick type.
But like I
things, as
said,
good as
I
he-
give him
good
a
as he
ton of
is.
credit for going to Dana and being like, I want to move up, and I want a guy that if I win, him in his head is thinking, when I win, I'm going to be in line for a title shot.
Oh, for sure, man.
Because that's what he
Good for
wants.
him.
That's the only thing, and I give him
If
credit
he
for that.
beats
That's
Calvin
the
Gastelum,
only
he's
thing
up
he
there, man.
wants
He's up
is
there.
to fight for a title.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
top
yeah.
five. He's got a top 5.
Fuck
He beat-
yeah.
he
If
beats,
he beats Calvin Gastelum,
he beats Calvin Gastelum, he gets a top 5. He beats that guy. He's in title contention, depending on how the fight goes and how he wins.
man, who does he knock out of there?
It's a
though?
good opportunity. It's a good opportunity for him.
Who does he walk out of there?
Calvin.
I mean, it has to be. I don't think Kelvin would slide though. I don't think he would slide that much.
I think it would slide out of the
Honestly.
top 5.
You think so? You think
Yes.
he'd drop below Cannonier?
Yes, absolutely.
You think he'd? Oh, and then Darren Till would just slide in.
Yeah.
You'd have what? Whitaker, Costa,
Cannonier.
Romero.
Cannonier.
Romero's at 3, so he wouldn't move probably.
Romero, Cannonier, Till, Gastelum.
Yeah,
Gastelum being a like 6 or
Jet
7 if he
6.
loses.
I
Not that rankings or
It's
everything.
so funny
because
because I just look at Gastelum
I guess.
and I look at all these other dudes and look at all these other dudes' names and go, he doesn't look like he'd be big enough to fight any of these other guys. Think
Because
about
he-
Jack Hermanson and Jared Cannonier.
well, that's because he's a welterweight.
Yeah, big.
He's small.
Yeah,
And I'm
Gastelum
like,
used to fight at
Jesus.
welterweight. He was gonna get a title
Yeah.
shot at welterweight. He just couldn't make the weight.
Right.
But I do love how like Cannonier wasn't even in the talks like a year ago,
Yeah.
and now we're like, oh yeah, Cannonier and
Dude,
Whitaker for
the
maybe
thing
like
about
number one contender.
Cannonier
yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
is he has this just belief that he is supposed to win.
Yeah.
And it's something about that with these guys that
Them rocks.
just makes you think like, holy shit. I mean, when that belief system breaks, that's when it really, if they have such a, that's I think what killed Rhonda was that she had such a thought
They
of
plummet.
I am
I think
the
what
one.
killed Ronda too, on top of that, was her style didn't change, and all the other fighters coming up behind her.
Just like
Just-
Roy Nelson and Derek Lewis.
There
just
you go,
couldn't change
man.
that.
She did not. She wasn't
Greg
able
Hardy.
to.
Greg Hardy.
Yeah, and Greg Hardy, man, next champ,
Fuck him.
Future world champ.
future world champ. It's gonna
No,
knock
I
out
got
Ngannou,
you. I got you.
knock out Stipe.
So
Knockout Stipe.
so Masvidal.
He's gonna wrestle Stipe and submit him.
So Masvidal Diaz.
Greg Hardy submits Stipe.
Masvidal Diaz.
Does he submit Masvidal or Diaz?
This is the fight. This is the fight of the year, in
I'm
my
so
opinion.
excited
This
for
is the
So excited.
fucking fight.
Oh,
So
you know
excited.
what?
Yes.
Well, let's do a little pause here, Zach. Do
Yes.
you want to give a little background since you are a media guy
Mhm.
and everything? A little background on why we got a little concerned with this fight happening.
Oh,
over this last
okay.
week.
Hate to do this.
So
While you're talking, I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
keep
yeah.
going.
This works.
So Nate posted something on Twitter. I think it was like last Wednesday, Thursday, something like that, near the end of the week, saying that he was no longer going to be participating in this event because he had supposedly been popped by USADA for what seemed to be a tainted supplement. He came back And which some of it made sense, some of it didn't. I mean, if you're saying I only get my stuff from Whole Foods, it's not like Whole Foods couldn't have tainted supplements. So, yeah,
Right.
Okay.
He doesn't eat meat, he says. So
He doesn't eat meat, but then he also said that he's very flexible in his veganism, too, where it's like when he's not fighting, he's more like 50-50, maybe even lower than that. But when he's leading up to fight week, he gets to like 90 or 95% vegan.
Right.
Where I think that he probably isn't eating meat. He's probably just drinking or eating things along with it that are associated with animal products.
Right.
But either way, he came out strong and basically said, I'm not going to do what some of these other guys do, which is stay quiet until after the fight, which
USADA
is the money, that's the money play. Yeah. That's the money play. But he said, I'm not a fucking cheater. You're all on steroids, not me. I liked it. The one thing that I did see that made me laugh was him coming out and just saying straight up, I'm not doing drugs, and everybody just being like, yeah, cool. And then the meme below that was John Jones just going, So I did like that.
Although Masvidal did say that Diaz was one of the cleanest fighters, so
I'd believe that.
A lot of respect there.
He's been on that steroids kick for a long time of being like, yo, I don't put unnecessary stuff in my system. I run clean.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I believe that a lot. Like both the Diaz brothers, that whole camp. Yeah, so it was a little scary for a minute. USADA is actually still reporting that he has a sample that has something in it. And they're still saying it, regardless of what he's saying. He's calling the whole thing a conspiracy. Who the fuck knows?
Isn't it like 1/10,000th of a full dose?
The one thing that I was just saying was that he was saying
tiny
pictogram.
A pictogram.
Was that
picogram?
One of his defenses was that, I get all my stuff at Whole Foods. It's all organic. And it's like, well, you can taint organic supplements. That doesn't really matter. Where you get your supplements,
they
can still
can
be tainted.
Yeah,
exactly. Sure. So that doesn't
Not
really have
he
to do with
did it,
anything.
But like,
no, exactly. That has
nothing
to do with anything. You get guys in all sports all the time who take something, even if it's prescribed by a doctor, that still could be something that they're just not necessarily supposed to be taking, or it could have some trace amounts of something they're not supposed to be taking.
Did you guys see what Sean O'Malley tweeted out? Mm-mm. When they said that the Diaz-Masvidal fight was still on and Diaz was good to go, he I'm not going to get it like the exact quote, it was something along the lines of like, what's going on? Because he's been fucked. He got suspended for same thing. It was like a tainted supplement. And then
I can't.
Then they tested him again when he was going to fight the next time, and he got suspended again.
Yeah.
And wasn't allowed to fight for the same type of thing that John Jones had. It was the same thing that they found before his first suspension, and it was a very, very, very small trace amount.
Yep.
And the dude hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome to the Sugar Show. It's like, sorry, Sean, your show has been canceled. It's like, fucking Jesus Christ.
Replaced with Guys Talking Fights.
The thing that I saw somebody report, and I don't know if it was Ariel or if it was Brett Okamoto or who it was, but there's been upwards closer to 20, I think, cases of tainted supplement guys this year just in the UFC.
Yoel won big time on it.
And so
yeah, he did, dude.
That's the thing.
$4 million or some shit.
Something crazy.
Is that there's a lot of people saying, hey, there's got to be something wrong with the testing, or some misstep in the language, or misstep in something that's making it so that all these people are popping.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense that all these, you have to imagine that 99% of these people aren't trying to fucking cheat.
Right.
And that they're all just finding some way to get popped for something. It just doesn't really make sense.
Yep.
So I mean, do I believe that there's some conspiracy against Nate Diaz? No, that's fucking stupid. He's about to make them a ton of money. They would have been so screwed. Yep. Despite the stacked lineup, if he had pulled out of this fight.
I wouldn't have bought this card. I'm buying this card because of that fight.
That's the thing. And I like all the other fights on this card, but it would not be a pay-per-view without those two. It's not.
Yeah.
You don't have enough with the rest of it. Kelvin Gastelum, Darren Till is not a 5-round fight.
It's not a pay-per-view main event.
No,
You need a pay-per-view
Wonder
main
Boy
event.
Costa, Wonder Boy Luque, not a 5-round fight. And Gregor Gillespie, Kevin Lee, not a 5-round fight. Not a main event fight.
Sorry, Kevin Lee.
It's not a title eliminator.
No.
This fight,
I think a lot of those fights could
I
be
think it's
main
a title
event,
eliminator.
Main event. I actually
For a
kinda,
title.
I kinda
Main event
disagree.
on a fight night.
Sure.
Not on a pay-per-view.
Okay.
Not on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
All right.
You know
sure,
what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for a title.
No, it's
I'll give you
not.
that.
None of them are title
As far as the
eliminators
pay-per-view
except the one at the top.
Okay.
You've got a guy stepping into a division to fight Gastelum. Gastelum's working on a title. Till is sort of working on a title shot. You know he wants to get there, but he's got to win 3 fights in this division before he gets a title shot.
not a title contention fight.
No, not right now. No. So that's why I think it's not a pay-per-view. It's not your typical main event fight.
Yeah.
The same thing with Wonder Boy. That's not a title eliminator. And the same
Nope,
thing with
it's not.
Gillespie and Lee. It's not a title eliminator.
Right. What fight are we missing on that?
That's all the main events. Oh, no. Blagoy, Ivanov, and Derek Lewis.
Definitely not for a title.
Yeah, again,
No.
not
a title eliminator.
Not a title eliminator.
So that's why I feel like if they lost, despite how much we like all the other fights on this card, losing those two would have screwed them over so hard.
I'm really curious to see what
Yes.
this BMF title even looks like. So it is for
Me
a
too.
title.
That'll be fun.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
an
for a
actual
title.
belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's going to look very similar.
I think Dana might be revealing it Thursday.
I think they should just
This
wait.
Thursday.
Just reveal it at the end. Just put it around their waist, and
So whoever
let's all
wins,
see it at
that's
once.
the reveal.
Hell
the
yeah.
reveal is at the.
Hell yeah! When The Rock walks on stage to wrap that belt around Jorge Masvidal's waist, I want to see what it looks like right then and there.
So
I say they show it right before
let's
the fight.
go. Let's go there right now. Ryan first. Who you got, bro?
Masvidal.
Masvidal.
Yep.
I'm so flip-floppy, it's ridiculous, dude.
Any way that you have him winning?
I have no idea. It's so unpredictable. That guy is... He could be in some crazy decision war. He could get some crazy knockout.
Nate Diaz will not be knocked out.
He got knocked out by Josh
Will
Thompson.
not be knocked out. He will not be knocked out.
Josh Thompson did knock him out.
He will not be knocked out.
Well, it was a technical
TKO.
knockout. Yeah.
Sure.
He said that was the toughest fight of his entire career.
Was Josh
He
Thompson?
did.
Yeah.
Said
No
it was
one
the most
remembers
difficult
that
fight
one.
of his
Josh
career.
Thompson.
No one remembers
Because
that one.
nobody knows who the fuck Josh Thompson is.
The punk.
You know, nobody knows.
Josh the Punk Thompson.
Hell yeah.
This is the only podcast on YouTube right now that's mentioning Josh Thompson.
Thompson.
Hashtag Josh Thompson. We're going to put it in there.
You're gonna
Hell
put it
yeah,
in the
dude.
hashtags.
Hell yeah.
Gotta stand
Zach.
out.
Dude, I am so torn on
It's a
this
tough
fight.
one, man.
So fucking torn. The thing with Masvidal is that you didn't see him work a lot in the Till fight, and you saw
I think you knocked him out in the second round, right? Till?
early second round. I mean, under a minute second round, if I'm remembering correctly.
I couldn't tell you. You could be right, but it was the second
I'm
round.
Pretty sure it was early second round. And then obviously the fight with Ben Askren goes a whole 5 seconds. Maybe 2 if you don't count the punches.
Yeah, right.
Super necessary.
Naturally.
Round 2, 3 minutes, 5 seconds. In.
Really? Later than I thought. So he did showcase a little bit more. But that's the only thing I'm worried about with him. I don't believe he's ever fought in a main event.
Till?
No. Masvidal.
Masvidal.
This is his first main event. This is his first pay-per-view.
Is it, though?
Yes.
I'll take your word for it. I really don't know.
I think if I'm remembering correctly, I saw something where they were asking him about it today that said, hey, how do you like your first pay-per-view event being a Madison Square Garden pay-per-view event?
Maybe his first main
event.
being the
Being
main
the
event in a
main-
pay-per-view.
Yes, main event on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, because he was in the main event against Darren Till, but that was a fight night. That was not a pay-per-view.
Right.
So this is, his first main event pay-per-view.
Yeah. And obviously Nate's had 3 in the past couple years. I mean, 2 against Connor.
That's what Nate does.
So that's what I mean.
That's what his career is.
You want to talk
right?
about a guy who is built for 5-round fights, it's Nate Diaz.
Sure.
Does marathons, triathlons, all those.
Yeah, he's a triathlete.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not...
And he takes steroids, so he should be good in a 5-round fight.
Doesn't even eat meat, bro.
I'm just kidding.
Doesn't even eat meat, bro.
I'm joking.
Don't eat meat.
I like Nate.
Dude, I'm so torn.
So
Because I could see it going...
Dude, you don't have to give an answer.
No,
you
I know.
Can just
I know.
fucking say, hey, I'm going to sit back and just see what happens. I got no fucking prediction whatsoever.
You know what I think?
That's cool.
I think if Jorge wins, it's going to be a decision.
Okay.
I think that's... In my mind, that's the only way he's going to win.
If Masvidal wins, it's a decision.
Yes. If Masvidal wins his decision, I believe that that's the only way he's going to win.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to knock him out. I think we can all agree he's not going to submit Nate Diaz.
Probably not.
Exactly.
He could, but probably not.
Yes, there's a possibility of it. I will admit to that.
Probably not going to happen.
Nate, however, has a reach advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Has, like we were saying, a little bit of a experience advantage in this type of fight, a 5-round fight.
Okay.
Not to say that Masvidal doesn't have stamina to go. I mean, I've watched enough of his bare knuckle stuff from back in the day, his street fight stuff from back in the day to see.
I don't think cardio is a problem for either one of these guys.
No, I don't think so. I don't. Oh, Jesus,
they're
not
both.
for Nate.
They can both go 5 rounds without a problem.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing one of them getting tired, but I think there's more ways for Nate to win than there's more ways for Masvidal to win.
Sure.
So I think if Masvidal wins, it's a 5-round decision that he wins, probably split, I would imagine.
Okay.
3 rounds to 2. It's not going to be 4 rounds to 1. I'll guarantee that.
Sure.
If Nate wins, triangle.
Ooh. Okay. Wow.
Specific.
Very specific.
Very
I
specific.
like that, dude. I like that a lot. Very nice. Good breakdown.
Maybe 4th round?
Okay.
What time?
Yeah. 4th round.
Right.
4th round triangle.
I think so.
I'm gonna.
That would be the point when they're finally actually getting tired. And I think that'll be when he starts using that clinch stuff again.
Starts going down. Yeah.
I think that's when he goes, all right, time for me to end this thing.
Man,
I like that a lot. I think Masvidal's.
I'm so excited.
I think he's too smart, too good to get caught with that. I don't think he gets caught with a triangle. I think if it goes all 5 rounds, Nate gets a split decision. 5 rounds, Nate takes it, split. If it doesn't go all rounds, I think it's because Masvidal takes him out kind of early in the fight, maybe round 2 or 3. I think he either a KO, maybe a TKO. I think he hurts him. I think he gets on him. And he finishes him.
We're going to have every...
I don't know which one happens, though.
We're going to have every possible way covered. So... You heard it here.
Yeah,
we were right.
You heard it here.
On one of them.
None of us know what the fuck we're talking about.
One of us is right.
Or we do know what we're talking about because literally anything could happen in this fight. That's why it's so fucking awesome.
It's a great
That's
fight.
why this is such a good fight. That's why everyone's looking forward to it because anything can fucking happen. Any way any guy can win, this is the fight. This is it right here. Fight of the fucking year. Hopefully that's how it happens.
You know that Nate's not going to take the easy way out because the easy way out would be get him to the ground and go for a submission.
Masvidal's got good ground game, dude. He's
No,
got
I
some
know-
good grappling. He's got some high-level grappling.
We saw that with Askren. High-level grappling, doesn't get you too far against a guy who's black belt in jiu-jitsu. It can keep you afloat for a little while.
As well.
It can keep you afloat for a little. So is Ben Askren. Ben Askren is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
Who knows if that's a paper black belt, but still.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think there's a difference
it's hard
between
to
a guy.
argue against Nate. Put Nate on the ground with anybody. It's hard to.
That's the same way I feel about Wonder Boy with the stand-up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too.
You put Nate on the ground with anybody, and I give it to Nate, man.
Okay, sure.
At least in that division.
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
At least in that division. I mean, I think he could out wrestle both Usman and maybe not wrestle, but outwork on the ground both Usman and Covington.
Nate.
Usman smashes Nate on the ground.
That's
You think
nothing
so?
I've even given any thought to, man. Usman is so scary.
That's what the
He's
next
so
fight's going to be
scary,
for these
dude.
guys when whoever wins this fight. That's the
that
next
was gonna
fight.
Be going to be my last question I have to either one of you guys. I was going to say, does the winner of this fight get a title shot next?
Yes.
Nope. Conor McGregor.
No,
Conor
McGregor.
McGregor's gonna fight the winner of this.
You're trolling us. Shut the fuck up.
Conor McGregor may fight.
You think Conor fights the winner of Nate and Masvidal?
That's what he's called for.
Absolutely.
That's what he's called for.
Fuck that shit. I fucking hope not.
He already fought Diaz twice.
I don't think
care.
Nate wants it. And listening to Nate talk,
You think he fights the winner?
Absolutely.
that's
for the BMF
what he's
title.
asking for. That's what he's asking for. I think that's why people think that, because Conor sometimes just gets what he asks for when the UFC is concerned. If he says go, let's go.
Then you got to ask the question.
Well, but think about it.
How good is Leon Edwards?
Okay, Leon Edwards is boring as shit. That's the problem.
Totally forgot about him.
Leon Edwards doesn't open his mouth. That's the problem.
He kind of does. No one fucking listens to him.
That's the problem. He doesn't say anything interesting.
I'm kidding.
But either way, he just...
Am I kidding?
I don't know.
See, the reason I say McGregor is McGregor already has past history with Diaz. He kind of has past history with Masvidal.
Masvidal wanted him for the money.
Yeah. And
Masvidal's getting paid to do this
Either
fight.
one of those guys, I think at this point, fucking beats Conor. Conor loses to either one of those guys right now.
I hope so. But
I think they're both too heavy for him.
I agree as well. But I think that making this the BMF title, this is going to make... So that fight would have already sold really well, Conor versus either one of these guys.
Absolutely.
Now with these guys being the main event at Madison Square Garden for the BMF title, that's just building even more to this McGregor fight.
The thing is I think Jorge would take that fight. I don't think Nate would. I think Nate would say, I'm good. I've had enough of that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me fight somebody else.
1-1.
I don't think Nate has respect for Conor anymore. I really don't think he does.
Sure.
Well, that's what I mean.
He definitely does not.
And if you listen to the interview that he did...
I don't even know if he ever fucking did.
I think he did. I think there's a lot of those guys that even if you don't like somebody, you can still respect the fact that they can, like hour 10, that they can put some hurt on you. Like, I think that's the kind of respect he's talking about. He may not want to be friends with Jorge Masvidal, but he respects the fact that he has to put in the work to be ready for that.
He did put in the work.
No, that's
he put
what
in
I mean.
the work. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
He's never been afraid to fight anybody.
Yep. But that's what I mean with Conor, is if you go into a fight knowing you're going to win, that you don't think this guy is on your level, then you don't put in the work to beat him. And I think he had to put in work for 10 rounds, basically.
Right. Yeah.
When did he choke him out? The third round, fourth round?
Third.
So he put in 8 rounds of work.
Yeah. It's a fun fucking fight. I just
That's what Conor called
Conor
for.
needs to fight. I don't give a fuck what he called for.
No.
Fight
But
Gaethje or
that's what
Cowboy.
I'm saying, though. Is I'm saying he called for it, so that's why a lot of people are just assuming that that's what's going to happen.
Second round, he choked him out.
Second round.
Yep.
I don't think
He's
I
enough
don't
of a
want to
draw.
see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Conor just walk in and fight.
Me neither.
The
Me
winner.
neither. I think that's
Masvidal.
bullshit.
I don't want to see.
I
it.
like
think
Conor, and I
hate it.
think that's
I hate
bullshit. That any of these guys should just be able to walk back in. That's kind of why I don't like the talk of DC coming right back to fight for a title again. It's like, dude, sorry, he just lost. I didn't really like Stipe sitting around for a year and not fighting anybody again.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
So I don't really like the fact that Conor's going, all right, my last fight was I got pretty thoroughly dominated by Khabib. Let me fight one more time and then fight for a title again. Let me take on that guy again. It's like, no, dude, sorry.
Yeah.
You got to get a couple more under your belt. You got to prove yourself a little bit again. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And for him to walk back in and be like, oh, give me guys at 170.
I
No,
also
dude, you're a 155er. Get back down to 155.
Dude, literally exactly what I was just going
Get
to say,
back down
man.
to 155.
I don't know if Conor can hang in that 170, man. It's kind of like Cowboy.
He has the power to do it.
Cowboy can hang at that 170.
He has the power to do it. His reach isn't enough.
Sure, he's got the power. He's just not a big enough guy.
That's why I think Kelvin
He's got the
is going to
knockout
have
power
the
for
same.
sure.
That's Kelvin Gastelum. We're talking about the same dude. We're talking about dudes that, except for Conor, has the ability to drop down and fight at that other weight. Conor's pushing himself to be at 170 and fight at that. I think Kelvin is kind of naturally
I think Kelvin
there.
Gastelum can. I think he can hang in that division.
I think his wrestling's enough better than Connor's that allows him to hang in that division.
I think 185 is fine for Kelvin. I think he can stay up there with the best of them, with the guys in the top 5, and I think he does have a chance to win a title at 185. I don't think Connor has a chance to win a title at 170 pounds.
BMF
I don't think so either.
BMF
I don't think so either.
He's not beating Usman. Jesus Christ.
No.
God, no.
No.
He's never going to be 170 champ. No way.
Well, let's say Connor fights Colby Covington.
Give me Connor.
Can a bomb hit the arena at that point or something?
Oh, come on. Connor's not that bad. Colby's that bad. Connor's not that bad.
Not a fan.
I'm not a fan of some of the shit he does outside the ring. I like watching him fight, though.
Kobe?
No.
Connor.
I think...
Same thing with Kobe, though, right?
I don't like watching him fight.
I enjoy his fights.
I don't.
I think we could go into
ridiculous. He threw the most strikes, I think, in the entire history of the division in that fight when he fought Robbie Lawler. Over 500 strikes.
You put him down?
No.
Exactly.
I think we could go into a long...
You don't like him because he didn't knock him out?
Well, no, I think it's great that you can throw that many punches, but if none of them have the power to knock anybody out, then we'll
Robbie Lawler, dude.
No, I know. That's also a dude that's put in a ton of work, and at this point, his chin shouldn't be what it used to be. We were just talking
cut
about
Ryan
Wonder
off.
Boy's
Ryan,
chin.
what were you saying, dude? We both cut you off. My bad.
No. I'm just saying. I think we can go on. I definitely have a lot more to say about the Conor McGregor thing of like what we could do with like lightweight and Gaethje and Cerrone and all this.
Well, let's fucking hit it because I got his notes. Conor to headline fight the 18th of January 2020. No pay-per-view card was scheduled, but he talked his way into it. There wasn't supposed to be a pay-per-view card in January at all. I'm sure they were going to put something on in January. It just wasn't going to be a pay-per-view. Gaethje and Cerrone are the main contenders, leaning Cowboy currently. If he wins, he wants the winner of Diaz and Masvidal. If he were to win that, he wants the winner of Khabib and Ferguson.
This is who?
This is Conor talking, okay? This is all of his future.
Conor wants the winner of Cowboy Gaethje?
Conor wants the winner of Masvidal Diaz after he wins against Cowboy or Gaethje. He would think, I want the winner of that, which is weird to me because why?
So he wants to fight at 155?
He wants to fight at 155, take out one of the contenders.
Either beat Cowboy or beat Gaethje.
Yep, and then move up to 170.
And then move up to 170 and get a title shot?
No, move up to 170 and fight either Jorge or Diaz.
For the BMF title.
And then drop back down to 155 to fight the winner of Khabib and Tony Ferguson.
That is exactly what I had in mind. That makes perfect sense to me, to be honest with you. Perfect sense. So Cerrone's not beating.
If he could do it.
That's a perfect game plan, a perfect roadmap for me, for Conor McGregor. Now, if he loses to Cowboy, which he's not going to lose to Cowboy, but Cowboy's not beating him. But if he was to lose...
don't know about that one.
Definitely don't think so. But Gaethje...
I think Cowboy could beat Conor.
Don't think so. I wish.
I think he could. I will give you that. I don't think he will, but I think he could. I think
he outworks him.
I don't think there's anything anymore.
He submits him somehow in like the third round because it's going to be a main event fight. I say third round Cowboy gets some sort of submission on Conor.
I think Conor's still powerful enough that he'd knock him out.
Conor can knock him out. I don't think he does. But he could.
I think he would.
First or second round. But
I think so.
But what I was going to say was if Gaethje beats Conor in January, if he fights Gaethje and Gaethje beats him, Gaethje fights Khabib, whatever. And because I think Khabib's going to beat Tony anyways, so Gaethje versus Khabib.
I'm kind of getting onto that train
I think
too.
Tony gives Khabib his first loss. If they fight.
I think he gives him a fight.
Tony gives him his first loss of his
I've
career.
kind of flipped on that, though. I think Khabib's impressed me a lot last time. That's another one that I feel the same way,
weird.
where it's
in the best way.
Yeah. I think Khabib is so dominant.
I feel like we can't even go into that.
Yeah,
we can't go into that too much right now because it's not a thing yet. It's just like when it becomes a thing.
20 in.
Connor also said that when he
I'm actually amazed that we're kind of getting toward the end of everything and we're an hour and 20 minutes in. That's actually fantastic. There's a lot of shit going on.
Connor wants Khabib in Moscow if it were to happen, which I think would be kind of cool.
Sure, man. Why not?
It'd be definitely cool to give him home field advantage in Moscow, especially after the shit he just went through in Moscow this week where somebody was throwing water bottles at him.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see that? Connor was in Moscow talking to a crowd and somebody threw a water bottle at him. All right, random other shit. Sergio Pettis to Bellator.
Sergio Pettis going to Bellator. I like that
That's
a lot
fun.
too, man. I always liked Sergio Pettis, and I feel like he wasn't getting the love that he deserved in the UFC, to be completely honest with you.
There goes one of the top 3 guys in flyweights.
125 pounds.
Top 3 or 4 guys.
Flyweights falling off quickly.
That's why he wasn't getting that love in the UFC.
Yeah.
He's a good fucking fighter. He's got a lot of talent.
It sucks because if he'd waited around a little bit longer, he probably would be fighting Cejudo at some point.
Yeah, for a flyweight title.
Maybe, but you got Cejudo going up and down and up and down.
Cejudo needs to just
if he stays as the champ in both those weight classes.
Honestly, I think Cejudo should stay at 135, and then maybe if he truly, truly wants to, give a shot at 145.
Hey, man, whatever he wants to do, that's fine. Cejudo can do whatever the fuck he wants, and if he wins, great.
Ngannou says he didn't want a short notice fight with Volkov because it's a step down. He actually agreed to take it later in the year on a later card. I think he actually agreed to take it on the Las Vegas card, the same one as Colby and Usman. But they said, no, we're not doing that. We have to do this. We have to do this one.
Sure.
And honestly, I don't really blame him. He's like number 2, and Volkov's like 11 or something like that. 7 something.
Yeah,
he has something enough lower that it's.
Yeah, Ngannou really needs that title shot. Let's be real. I think
he's way too.
I hope that fight's made pretty soon, like early next year, January, February card.
Put it on the January card, damn it.
Ngannou and Stipe, man. Like, let's go, right?
Ngannou's way too highly ranked to fight Volkov. Volkov hasn't fought in a year. He hasn't won in
fun fight for sure.
Yeah, sure. Ngannou's always fun.
Yeah, Ngannou. He definitely needs.
How long is Stipe out for? Because he's still recovering, right?
Not sure.
Yeah, he's out for a little while longer. I don't think he's even ready by January.
You think an interim?
By January, you don't think?
I don't think so.
Interim?
I think it was something like 6 months, 8 months. It was something with his eye, wasn't it? Didn't he fuck up his eye?
I don't know what it was.
I don't remember what it was. Sorry.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit. Askren contemplating retirement.
Yeah.
The only last thing I had on there is I can't express how much I want to see Nate and Jorge fuck up Colby Covington. Just both. Just if they could just both do it, that'd just be great.
It's okay. Usman will do it. No worries.
Yeah. Good.
That'll be a fun fight.
It is gonna be a fun fight.
That'll be a fun fight.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this weekend, though. So many good fights.
Fucking awesome.
So many good fights.
Oh, there was one other promotion.
Yeah, hit it.
Valor.
Yeah, dude.
Bare knuckle.
Oh,
yeah. Won.
Tell us about it, because neither one of us saw it or know
The only
anything
fight
about
I
it,
saw
so
was
go
Mark
ahead,
Godbeer knocked out Jack May, I think his name was.
Mark Godbeard?
Mark Godbeer.
Godbeer.
Godbeer. Godbeer.
Cool.
Whatever. So he knocked out May brutally. Knocked him down with a jab. He got right back up, kind of like that Robert, whatever his name was, that got brutally knocked out like 2 or 3
Robert
weeks.
Whitaker just got knocked out by Izzy.
Not Whitaker. Jonathan, whatever the fuck his name was. I don't know. He got right up. The ref was like, all right, go. And Godbeer just came by and just right hooked him, and he was out for a while. He was out longer than the actual fight was going on.
Jesus.
It was brutal. Look it up. I saw it on YouTube. Shout out to Vinny. Thank you, Vinny, for showing me that one.
Shout out to Vinny.
And that's going to be another promotion to look out for. Bare knuckle fighting. Valor, bare knuckle.
Valor.
Yeah.
All right.
Someone's going to die in bare knuckle. It's so brutal.
Probably going to happen.
That's the only thing I got.
Cool.
For anybody who didn't watch the sit down with Nate Diaz, the one thing that I really liked was he was talking about the origin of the Stockton slap.
Yeah.
He said he actually picked it up from his brother Nick, and he said the first time he saw it was when Nick slapped Robbie Lawler, when Robbie Lawler had hair.
Long
And
time
saw
ago.
Lawler just get pissed. that he got slapped in the face.
And he loved it. He's like, oh, that pissed him off. I'm going to fucking
and he thought
do that
was
to
just
everybody.
the coolest fucking thing. And now he says that it's almost not like instinctual, but when he throws punches out there, there's a lot of times when he'll realize like 85% of the way there that it's not going to connect. And so he just opens his hand up so that even if it's just like a little tap on the face, even if it's just a little finger graze across the face, it's, I can get you.
Speaking of
I can get you.
Speaking of Nick, did you guys see on Twitter Dustin Poirier talking shit to Nate Diaz? Nick came to his aid, started talking shit, and Poirier said, yeah, I want all that smoke. Are you retired or what? Let's do it.
Well, he can't fight in the UFC.
Dustin Poirier.
Nick's been banned from the UFC
Nick Diaz.
for life.
Wait, what?
You didn't know that?
No, since when?
Yeah, he got banned for life for smoking weed. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, I just heard that
Is it
the
a
other
real
day, and it
thing?
surprised the shit out of me.
Nick
has
has
I
been-
heard the other day.
Nick
Nick-
Diaz can't
Hold on,
fight in the
hold on,
UFC?
Hold on.
Yeah, let's double check on that shit because I actually never heard that before.
I would have heard something about
Unless
that
it was like a
one.
joke or some shit I just didn't hear. But that's like real shit news.
Yeah, Nick Diaz being banned for
Well,
smoke.
let's say he's not banned. Nick Diaz fighting Dustin Poirier, dude.
It would have to be at welterweight.
Yeah,
'cause
it
he's
would.
not-
It'd be a 170. Yeah, because Nick's a big boy. He's
Yeah.
185. He's not middleweight.
I mean,
Dustin Poirier moves up to 170. Fights Nick Diaz.
Poirier smokes him, I think.
You think Poirier smokes him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Poirier has way more skill than Nick.
Yeah.
Nick
But at 170,
it's skill versus just size.
Poirier he would have a very very huge reach
and he has
disadvantage.
way more skill. Way more skill than Diaz. Nick Diaz has never impressed me. I think he's like maybe 1 in 4 in the UFC or 1 in 5 or something. I don't know. It's terrible.
Couldn't
record.
tell you.
It's terrible.
No idea.
Yeah, he lost against Anderson Silva, and then there was a no contest. Yeah, I can't remember the last time Nick Diaz has actually won a fight in the UFC. I know he beat Robbie Lawler like literally 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't know. Not that I don't like Nick Diaz. It's just
I just think of being at 170 pounds. It's like, it's something to think about.
I guess. I mean,
I do like Poirier 170. He's not cutting much weight. He's coming in pretty fucking fresh.
real lean.
15 extra
Well, not
pounds.
lean, but yeah.
Yeah, real fresh.
Yeah.
He's got 15 extra pounds on him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I did see that.
I'm with you, though. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah.
I think if that does happen, if that can be a thing, that'd be a sweet fucking fight.
Not UFC. And Brett Okamoto. Investigating Nate Diaz's tweet, like all MMA media, I'm sure. Nothing to report yet, but I'll say what happened to Nate's older brother Nick crossed my mind. Don't forget a commission once banned Nick for life for smoking weed.
A commission.
A commission.
So one of
So
the
I was
states.
wrong. It was
One
one
of
of
the-
the
one of
yeah.
the state
It wasn't one of the
commissions?
bodies, but it was one of the some commission.
That's so dumb.
Okay.
That's so dumb that they would ban
That's
him like
pretty
that.
fucking
Sorry,
stupid.
so I missed that by a lot. It wasn't like a whole organization, but
Yeah,
it
I
was
was
just
like,
that
UFC
caught
would
my
not do that.
that caught me that
They
it
don't
was,
ban people for life for taking PEDs, and they're gonna ban you for life for smoking
The
weed.
only thing I would think is that if he kept pushing it. You know what I mean?
Like
if
multiple
you
offenses.
kept walking on, like even Dana said, like, hey, the stuff that Nate did at the Pettis fight,
yeah,
when he
the
lit up
open
a
workouts.
but he had to say
CBD.
straight up, exactly, it can't be weed. It
Yes.
has to be CBD.
Yeah.
So that's, if for some reason Nick was just like, no, fuck you, I'm going to light up weed whenever I feel like it,
Yeah.
and just started doing that, then yeah, you could see a commission, even a whole body being like, no, fuck you, dude, you got to stop doing this shit. We can't just have you laughing
Yeah.
in our faces every time we tell you something.
Yeah.
So I could see it happening if it was just multiple offenses. But yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense that John Jones
Okay.
could pop 3 times for PEDs and not get suspended for life, and Nick Diaz smokes weed a couple times. They're
Or
like, no, get the fuck out of here.
fucking TJ Dillashaw, like basically
Oh,
admitting
yeah,
like I did
Dillashaw.
this and get
2
suspended for
years.
2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Glad we cleared that up. So that's
Yeah.
a thing.
Sorry, everybody.
Anybody
I
got
missed by a
anything
little.
else? I think this is a good time to cut it off, my
Probably.
dudes.
Probably.
Unless
an
anybody's
hour
got
and a
something
half.
real big.
I bought a motorcycle.
That's
Ryan
pretty
bought a
sweet.
motorcycle.
Yeah, bought
Fuck
another
yeah,
one.
dude.
I bought this T-shirt. It's really sweet.
That's actually a
Best
cooler
fucking
shirt than the
t-shirt.
motorcycle.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Fantastic T-shirt. Love it.
Anything else we got?
Nah,
necessary.
Guys Talking Fights, episode 10, GTF
GTF.
Podcast.
Look out for Guys Talking
Signing off.
Politics.
Hey,
Probably coming out
like-
sometime soon.
Like, comment, subscribe, motherfuckers.